Hello everybody, how's it going? This is Matt the Scatman and we are venturing into our first longer Let's Play on this channel. We're going to start out with one of my favorite games of all time, Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars. This game holds a lot of joy in my heart. I was probably around 5 or 6 years old, remember seeing this game for the first time. This is what really drove me to my love of RPGs at a young age. And I'm very excited to share this with you guys. So we're going to jump in here with a new game. The beginning sequence can be a little long and just a lot of stuff to go over, so I want to jump in right away. So believe it or not, this has kind of the same plot to start like every other Mario game. There's the princess, just minding her business, and there's Goofy Bowser in the background. And guess what's gonna happen next for $1? Oh my god, if you guessed that she was gonna get abducted, I owe you $1. And then it's up to Mario to go rescue her. So this is a platform RPG released by, obviously, Nintendo and Square. So you're gonna see that it kind of keeps some of that Mario charm of being a platformer. And then we're also going to, the main crux is the turn-by-turn RPG. And Mario dashes in, and away we go. So, I will do my best to go over to the best of my ability all of the different little nuances, like when it comes to the battle system. So as you see, you can run around in 8 directions, jump around. Minions show up in the overworld, so you can dodge minions. This game runs off of like every RPG, so there are experience points. In this first section of the game, you're actually not rewarded experience points, so we can just blaze through this as fast as possible. So one of the biggest things with this game is its timed hit system. That is the bread and butter. So on an attack, if you hit the attack button at a specific frame, or in this case a specific time, you're going to do more damage, like this. If you miss that, Mario would just do a forward punch, but because I hit the action command, I do a follow-up uppercut to do more damage. Special moves also have that. I think all of the special abilities, they also have a specific timing to do more damage or heal more health. So we'll definitely be getting into those. Mario definitely pulls a pervert move here and looks right up the princess's dress. So he definitely wants some of that. You see him jumping like that. Alright, so first boss fight against Bowser. So you would think, oh, it's Bowser, you know, we're gonna have to beat him up, you know, we're gonna have to just knock his lights out. No, if you try to attack Bowser too many times, you'll actually be told by the princess, attack the Link that's holding up his chandelier. So we are going to do that. Dodging, you also can kind of reduce some of the damage that's done to you by doing a guard. Same as the action command. You hit it at a certain point on a minion's attack, you receive less damage. Although there is some variance on the amount of damage that you take. So yeah, just 2 quick jumps. Jump is our first special move that Mario has. If you hit Y right as soon as you land on the enemy, that's when you do more damage. Jump also has a really cool kind of stacking feature. The more you use jump, the more damage it does on its next use. So we're definitely going to be wanting to stack that early, just so that way when we get to some bosses, we'll be able to make short work of them. And also because it is an RPG, bosses they do certain kinds of attacks. You know, there's some elemental things, fire, water, ice, earth, lightning. You'll also find some things like jump magic. Like Mario's jump counts as a magic attack, so things can be weak against it or strong against it. So the castle starts shaking, we don't know what's going on, and then here comes just a giant sword with the face out of the sky. No explanation whatsoever. This blew my mind as a kid, just because look at this imagery. A giant sword with a face in a castle. The title screen. And then, as soon as this transitions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stars just conveniently fall in different directions. If you haven't already guessed, it's going to be our job to collect the 7 stars. Why we need to recover those, we'll find out soon enough. I always found this kind of funny too, that Mario gets thrown out of the castle at just the right velocity and direction to fall into his house. Not only fall into his house, but to hang perfectly on a hook in his room. Lots of people use something called a door to go in and out of their houses. Yes, they do, Toad. Alright, let's go. So we're going to talk to Toad first, and he's questioning, well, where's the princess? You went to get her. What's with the silent tree? They had a lot of fun with the translation of what they say. So yeah, we don't have the princess. We need to go back to the castle. Toad's going to tell us how to save. So, we will save a little bit later on. Okay, we need to go back into Bowser's castle. Or do we? Can we? Now Mario realizes, oh crap, there's a giant sword. The castle now belongs to the Smithy Gang, first up to taking over this world. So we're definitely going to be learning more about the Smithy Gang as we go along. And then we won't be seeing the castle until pretty much the end of the game. So we'll never have to see the screen again until the very end. Okay. We need to talk to Toad about what we just saw and what happened. Mario does his best charades. So now we have to go to the Mushroom Kingdom. To that way we can inform what the Chancellor on what's going on, why the princess is missing, what happened. Toad is kind of that tutorial NPC right here in the beginning. I already know how to do everything. I'll be showing you how to do everything. So yes, we know how to use items. When it becomes relevant, I will show you how to use an item. Mushroom Kingdom is swarming with enemies. Timed hits. That's what they call the action command where you do more damage. So, yes, we know how to do timed hits. No worries there. Okay, so we need to get to the Mushroom Kingdom ASAP. Alright, Mushroom Way. So first little area of the game where we can actually start earning experience. So we will definitely be doing that. Unlike a lot of RPGs where the level limit is 99, this is a very friendly beginner RPG. The max level is 30. There isn't a lot of like equipment. You're not having to juggle, 10, 14 characters like, let's say, a Final Fantasy VI. So that's pretty nice. I'll definitely be going over all that kind of equipment and what certain things do, since this is kind of a unique RPG in that aspect. I mean, it's still an RPG to its core, but there is definitely some differences. So I'm going to be fighting everything on the screen here just so I can get that early experience. We will definitely be hitting at least level 2 while we're here. If I can, possibly level 3. I mean, the the boss of this area isn't that hard, so I've been able to beat him at level 2 pretty easily. It just takes a couple of moves to take care of that. So if we don't hit level 3, fine, but we'll definitely hit level 2. So this is going to be a good first example of enemy weaknesses. This is a Sky Troopa. If I try to attack it regularly, it is strong against regular attacks. So we need to jump on it. Since it's in the sky, it takes a lot of damage from the jump magic. Magic runs off of flower points, or FP. And unlike other RPGs where everybody has their own like MP magic pool, all the characters share the flower points. So there'll definitely be some management of that, but we'll get to a point where items are plentiful and we won't necessarily have to worry about that. But the early game can still be a little rough. Okay. You know, this game really did pave the way for a lot of really awesome games. This was, you know, the first venture into the RPG, you know, territory for Mario. So after this, you know, it came the Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga series, and one of my personal favorites, the Paper Mario series. So this was the daddy of them. This was the first. All right. So we rescue Toad from being cornered by the Goomba. We get a honey syrup. The syrups are how we are going to replenish our FP. We need to at least beat this Goomba on the flower, because we'll be needing the flower to progress. So as you see, there is some variance when I'm doing the dodge, where you see Mario ducking down. You know, that was 2 damage, but other times I was able to guard perfectly and took no damage. Alright, so here we go. Level 2, so you do get the increase to all your base stats, but you do get a bonus. I'm going to try not to screw this up and hit the right button. So we can increase our health by 3 more. We can increase our attack and defense point by 1, or we can increase our magic attack and magic defense. So out of these stats, there's always going to be at least one that has a greater boost. When we see that greater boost, we're going to take it on most occasions, unless it's on a character where it doesn't really make sense to let them have the increase. So for Mario, since he's got all around, we'll definitely be taking every bonus level up we can, especially in the attack and the magic area. Health kind of becomes a non-issue later on anyway, so we won't really have to worry about his health. So in boxes, as you saw, there was a flower that popped out of there. That increased our flower points by 1. So we'll definitely be trying to get as many of those flowers as we can, because the more flowers, the more we can spam magic, and magic really is strong in this game. Here, just gonna make a quick detour, kill this group of 3 real quick. We have a little bit of a ways to go before I'm gonna really worry about levels. There is a certain level I want to hit before one of the bosses that's coming up in a couple areas. I think it's about level 7 that I want to hit, so that way Mario learns a new magic spell that really helps with the boss. If need be, I will definitely grind off camera, and I will let you know when I go ahead and do that grinding. We'll just cut that out when we get there. Ah, shoot. So now you'll get to see where, when I jumped on him before, you know, it was doing a high number, like 80. I was able to kill him in 1 hit. With a regular attack, I can just barely beat him because the Koopas have around 10 health. So, really big difference. So Toad gives us our first flower tab of the game. These are pretty nice because what they're going to do is not only are they going to, in this case, increase our flower points by 1, it also fully restores our flower points. And then there are other variations that also increase our flower points by more than 1. I think there's a 3 and then there's a 5. The 5s are very coveted and not that many of those in the game, but they're really nice when they show up. How are we doing on... oh, wrong button. Let's see how we're doing. We need 25 more experience points, so we are not going to worry about grinding that out now. Oh, snuck up on me. We're just going to take care of these guys with auto attacks. Just so that way we have all the mana going into this first boss fight. Okay. I do tend on keeping these episodes pretty short, you know, somewhere around the 15 to 20 minute mark. I might go a little bit long on this one, just so that way I can get into the Mushroom Kingdom and do a little bit of shopping. Just that way I can have that done and over with. So the Hammer Bros boss, they will, you know, they're just pretty vanilla. Nothing too special about them. They do kind of hurt a little bit, especially if they use that hammer time and you don't dodge it. On the first Hammer Brother, it takes 2 jumps to kill it. And then when you kill the first one, the other one is going to Valor up, and that's going to increase their defense for the rest of the round. So now the jump is only doing half damage. So we will definitely be using the rest of the jumps, and then we need to finish it off with auto attacks. Yeah, oof, I did 8 damage because I wasn't able to block it. But that's fine, just one follow-up attack after the 2 jumps. We are good to go. Alright, so we got a flower jar that is going to increase our flower points by 3 more, so we'll have 15. Alright, so we're going to get our first weapon of the game. This is going to carry us a little bit through the, this is actually going to carry us through the first part of this game, this first little section, until we can get to the next town after the Mushroom Kingdom. So, I will equip that after we get into the Mushroom Kingdom, because I'm going to do, like I said, I'm going to do my shopping now. So in towns, the buildings with stars are your inns, and then mushrooms are your stores. Funny little joke, you try to stand on his cabinet, he tells you to get off of there. We're gonna come downstairs real quick and get this explanation. There are things in the world called hidden boxes. Just like that. I will definitely try to get all of the boxes if I can. Although there are some that I just can't remember where they are because there are so many of them. This one is kind of a pain in the butt. I'm going to try to see if I can't. Nope, I went too far. You can stand on a certain part of the stairs before you transition up. But I'm not going to be able to really get it. Oh, wait, there we go. You need to stand on this toad's head to get this other box. Okay, so let's talk to the shopkeep. One of Frog Fuse's grandchildren is running errands in town. Okay. So let's go through here real quick. Mushrooms recover 30 HP. The honey syrups recover 10 flower points. Pick-me-ups revives fallen comrades. Able juices are pretty pointless. You are going to be getting a lot of them in the wild anyways, but if someone falls under a status ailment, which there's not really that many, we will be able to cure those. Okay, so we need to grab 1 shirt, 1 pants for later, and we need to sell a couple things because I am short I'm short 4 coins. Oh lord, we'll just sell a couple mushrooms. They are very, very plentiful in the wild. And we'll pick up the jump shoes. So we can go ahead and equip everything that we just got. So our hammer is our weapon. Shirts are what Mario wears. And then the jump shoes are really good early on, just because not only do they increase our defense and magic defense, but we also get a big boost to our magic attack, and our jumps are going to just do more damage straight out. Alright, so I am going to stand before the castle, and this is where I am going to end episode 1. Next episode, we're going to head on into the castle, talk to the Chancellor, and let him know what happened with the princess, and see what the plan is going forward to rescue her. I hope you guys enjoyed this first episode of Super Mario RPG, and until next time, be kind to one another, and Scatman out.